I went to Atlantic Acting School in Manhattan, which is primarily a theater-focused school. And they taught me Alexander technique. Alexander technique is I mean, they show you script analysis. They have a class to teach you to keep you in the moment.
Right.
And it's a very script intensive method, I guess I could say. Yeah. But that said, I don't keep myself restricted to just that. I learned a little bit from method actors,
Right.
as well. Students of Stella Adler's as well. This because you can't restrict yourself. Yeah, let me see. I think the first role that I watched that really made me want to pursue acting was the Joker's role in The Dark Knight, played by Heath Ledger. I saw that when I was 16, and that was probably the one role that I was like, wow, I definitely want to be doing this. I want to pursue this. That happens every so often. When I go online, maybe I see something on YouTube or just a movie, and I see a particular performance that I enjoyed, I'd be like, wow, I was captured by that, you know. I want to try to replicate that and perform as good as that person did.
Right.
Which is what happened with Joker in The Dark Knight, which is when I was 16. That was the initial role that I was like, wow, that shit was crazy, and I wanted to be. That's what made me want to join the industry.
Okay, so
or try to join the industry. I try to learn from their performance and see what was so captivating about their performance.
Right.
See if I could replicate that during my own showtimes.
Alright.
I saw it, but the thing is, in Suicide Squad, the Joker didn't have too much screen time. They brought him in for maybe 10 minutes the most out of the whole.
In The Dark Knight, talking about?
No, in Suicide
Squad. Okay.
Suicide Squad, I think it was like 90 minutes, 90 or like 120, and they only brought him in for like 10 minutes, and they killed him off halfway along. And the scenes that he was in, I don't feel they were very well directed. There was like a lot of cutting, and they didn't allow the actor to shine.
Right.
As opposed to doing, maybe like one continuous shot.
Right.
That's something directing wise that I feel changed with Suicide Squad, and wasn't as enjoyable. So.
Right. So you think was the director not the acting,
the characterization I think was fine. I like seeing him with a whole bunch of tattoos, and I like Jared Leto interpretation.
His teeth and stuff.
But the thing is, I don't feel it they gave him too little bit of screen time. Right. Only like 10 minutes, and it is not enough to flesh out such a deep character.
Right.
You know. It's really just about letting yourself go. Alex is not important during the recording. This character, whoever he or she may be, that's the important part.
So yeah, Tim was the name of the character in that scene. So Tim was the character that you wanted to become, right?
Tim, become.
Exactly.
Become, I guess, I don't know. It to me is more like letting go of Alex and letting Tim come into your body, so to speak, or the character. That's how it comes off to me. It's not too difficult. It's just it's not hard to forget yourself. At least for me. Another actor might say something differently, but for me, it's not hard to just forget yourself and let something else influence you and take over. That plays a part too, but I like to stay in the moment.
Exactly.
I like to stay in the moment and keep it as live as possible. As the actor, you gotta understand certain things happen in the script, but that's why you have to already know the script back to back and know exactly what's gonna happen and why. So yeah, there is some imagining of this and that, and it's natural, but to me, I feel like if you stay stuck in your head too much thinking, then that takes you out of your body, and if you're out of your body, then you're not gonna be natural. So there is some pre-thought, not during the scene, but before the scene, you'll have thought, some analysis of that particular scene and say, all right, this person gonna cry, this person gonna be triggered by this, and they're gonna take this action. So yeah, there is some thinking about memories and past events and whatnot, but not too much. To fall into the moment is hard sometimes because you have the idea of the script. You might be thinking about how you want to play something and then how the director wants you to play something.
Right.
So it's a little bit of play, but I like to be live, like right here, right now.
Exactly. So, something
that was an artistic
object,
choice. That was an
artistic
artistic choice because in that short film, the opposing character, he's what is it?
He's an Arab.
He's Arab. So I thought it would be interesting to for my character to be Christian or Catholic or something of that nature. Just something that's conflicting with his. So
Right.
just to bring that contrast between the characters, make it more interesting for the audience. Seeing how he was untrained and I felt it was my duty to kind of guide him through it a little bit.
Right.
And that's really the most I could do, guide him through it, because sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's frustrating, so the truth, because it's nothing on him, but we are trying to get a product out on time and whatnot, and we do want to actually do it correctly. So you know, trying to it's just that frustration, but it's nothing particular to the person, whether it's him or her or whoever. It's just like we want to do this. So
have you worked with other actors, professional actors, apart from you?
Yes. It's way better when you work with a professional actor because they already know what they're doing.
Right.
And at that, when they know what they're doing and you as well, then you guys can really play, and that's when the scene comes to life.
Exactly.
That's when you and the directors can all talk and see how you want to change things up.
Right.
Or play things out. I would try to cry now, but I would talk to the director, and he should know that I understand we have a practical. We have to state certain constraints when it comes to budget and whatnot. But if it comes down to, realistically, if you want something to be done and you want it to come out natural, then it has to have a certain. It's gonna have to. You have to follow a certain process. You can't decide, all right, you're gonna cry now, because then.
Exactly.
When you're recording, you're doing take after take after take after take. If you want it done a certain way, a perfect way, then we have to follow a certain process. It's not gonna be cry now and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? I might cry, but it's not gonna come out exactly how you would like it to as a director. It's not gonna come natural to me. Just how I said last question, I want to keep it as spontaneous as possible.
Right, because
I can try, but it'll be difficult.
Exactly.
I'd talk to the director and see if there's some type of if we can meet halfway, maybe suggest a different action. Instead of crying, he would be doing this or something. But it comes down to the relationship between me and the director, and hopefully we solve it. Acting is about acting and reacting, so I would have to try to influence that person to it's about it's about reacting to the other person, so I can't give you something that is not already there.
Right, so I guess it's gonna take more practice, more background story. More
that is more practical, and I can try to, but I can't make somebody feel something. Maybe since there's different tools available to you as an actor, maybe I wanted to make this person cry. There's different reasons you could cry. There's maybe you're mad, maybe you're angry, maybe you're physically hurt. And that's 3 different ways to achieve the same goal. So maybe you would try all 3.
Right.
For me.
That's interesting stuff, though, because.
Say we wanted a guy to cry, and during the scene it's because somebody died.
Right. That's backstory.
Yeah.
Right. So you think about it, and then you'll be like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like.
Then that's backstory.
Yeah.
And just
there's some. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still gonna. There is some like emotional memory involved at that time. You are gonna be thinking about maybe something that had happened to you, but not to the point where it takes you out of the scene. Because if it takes you out of the scene, then there's no point. There's a whole bunch of researching on, like, if you wanted me to do the Hulk, I would have to look at obviously the Hulk's history
right.
as a character from Stan Lee, who created him. I believe it was Stan Lee. I would also look at performances done by other actors of that Hulk, but and just try to learn from their performances, not necessarily not replicate theirs, because that's impossible to do.
Right.
And also not try to change it too much from the original, from what the author wrote, because
Exactly.
that would be creating a whole new character that's
Right.
not faithful
Right.
to. Understand? So I'd like to play anything and everything as long as it's enjoyable. And by enjoyable, it really comes down to the script itself, obviously, because that's what you're gonna be doing and saying.
Right.
So you can have Superman and have one writer write him in a very boring way, and another person write him in a very incredible way. So that's what it comes down to. Sometimes, but you gotta, if I really don't like it, I'm just not gonna do it.
Okay.
But if it's something that, this it's either gonna be a hard no. If it's not a hard no and it's like a maybe, then it's also a yes to me. So I try to, if it's something that, even if I'm not that into it, I try to find some aspect of it that I enjoy or that I like, and that'll take me through it.
Right. So.
Even if it's not something that I'm inclined to doing, I would still have to do it, because like I said, as an actor, you don't really have too much choice. You do have to do some type of work, and I try to find the enjoyment in it. Maybe it's a really pretty girl and I have to kiss her during the scene, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with that. And you have to be versatile as an actor anyway. I can't just decide, all right, I'm only gonna do action movies, because then you have to be versatile and skilled. You never know, if maybe doing this romantic film, I might learn something from that and bring it into the next movie, which might be a action dash romantic film or something. So that's something to learn from.
Exactly.
I prefer theater, because theater is one shot. Theater, you can't mess up. Theater, you're playing from 8:30 until not 10:30 p.m.
Right.
And it's a straight shot. You can't mess up. I mean, if you mess up your line, that's it. There is no, cut. We gotta do.
How do you prepare yourself
take.
to do it that way? Like not make mistakes. How do you?
It's more enjoyable for me. I can't say there's a process, except really just memorizing the lines, practicing your blocking, or having an idea of what your blocking will be. Whatchamacallit, rehearsals, of course, and it's just to me, I prefer theater to film, because it's almost like freestyling. Like when you rap and freestyle, it keeps you sharp. Since if you film too much, you might get used to the fact, oh, I have a retake. With film, with theater, there is no retake. It's one shot. You messed up.
Right. So. Right.
The thing about rehearsal is that you get to talk about it together before anything happens.
Right.
So everything is already ironed out before the first night. With film, once you're at the editing stage, it's like everything is basically already over as far as recording.
Right.
And if you do find a mistake, then you have to go back now and record that whole scene. It's a different process. It's not really a. I can't bother to be comparing myself with another actor, whether he's better or less than me, because at the end of the day, the cameras was gonna be seeing things.
Right.
So like I said, when I was with trying to help Abdul or Nikki to play the character of Abdul, I would coach him a little bit, but you gotta get to know each other at some point to know how you work. But for example, I'm not really concerned. If I'm training Alexander technique, I don't care if this guy's a method actor or whatever. I don't feel that should make a difference, because as far as filming go, the camera is number one. It doesn't matter if this actor has 15 years of acting above mine. At this point in time, me and him both equals in front of the camera.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking at. Unless my performance is so subpar, but it's not gonna be that way. So. You can't compare yourself. If you compare yourself, you're not gonna have fun, and the whole film is gonna fall apart. So.
Alright, so
I wanna hopefully be at least off Broadway. On Broadway would be nice, but off Broadway is something that, you know, within 5 years, hopefully I can achieve. As well as having a good amount of film credits under my name. Maybe even starting my own production company or something along the industry. I'm not sure exactly what yet. Maybe well, I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I'd like to start some type of business on the side. Right.
So.
The demo reels, yes, that's probably one of the more frustrating parts of acting, having all that sorted.
Right.
But it's hard to say what part is more important than any. Cause what's the point of having an agent if you don't have work? And sometimes you can't get work if you don't have an agent. So you have to constantly work on all aspects. You have to keep getting new headshots. You have to update with your agent. You have to update him on the projects that you're doing or that you have done. It's an ongoing process as far as that goes. Trying to always network is the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Whether it's a photographer or a videographer or maybe you have a friend who's just good with with whatever. As long as you're networking and during the acting career, then you're moving forward.
Right.
Definitely, I'm currently reaching out right now to a few people who are interested in starting projects, whether they need actors or directors, just to grow, as an actor. You know, as great as it is to shoot with Victor all day, I can't just be shooting with Victor all day because I have to also learn how another director will handle things, people and situations. Two directors could have completely different versions of the same script, you know, and in order to grow, because you can't I can't stay with Victor all day, you know. I can't. Maybe I leave this director and I work with this one, but when I come back I learn so much stuff that when we do work together it's just a lot better.
Exactly.
So you know, and the same goes for the directors too. They have to switch up between the actors to know what they're looking for.
Right. Exactly.
So as far as the industry goes, it's a big collaboration between actors, writers, directors, between everybody.
Yep.